Finishing up our series, Drawing Together with Art the Artist. And this afternoon we're going to draw buildings and cities and background scenery. But before we get started, I just want to share a couple things. Again, I'd like to thank Wallace Branch Library for inviting me to draw with you. I think it was like this Monday, last Monday, and 2 weeks prior to that. And let's see. So you can pick up or order any of these books and more dealing with art. Here are a couple of books here. This one is Unusual History of Comic Books. And next one, Art Lab for Kids. This one is Cartooning Basics. Next is The New Drawing on the Right Side of the Brain. And last is So You Want to Be a Comic Book Artist. So these are just a couple of books dealing with art that you can either contact, call in and order, or have it picked up here at Wallace Branch Library. And if you need more information, they have some summary programs going on until July 31st. And this is their number, and you can reach them by also email. And this is, of course, their Facebook handle. And again, my name is Art the Artist. So we will be starting here soon, in a few seconds. Just kind of review. We've talked about character design, drawing. Last week we discussed and talked about drawing faces and cartoon character bodies. These are just a couple of examples. Again, we went over last week, and then we will start drawing backgrounds. First, we'll set up to draw. We're going to draw a building, and then we're going to go into drawing like a space city or city, a floating city. So go ahead, if you want to, go ahead, get your paper, pencil. I'm going to grab my paper here. Work with also markers. Some of these thin nib markers. And of course, get your paper. And then you can also use a ruler and eraser. So we start off with our pencil first, and make sure we sketch it out so that we can erase any pencil marks or sketches that we want to get rid of, either before or while we're drawing, and using our marker and pen as well. So let's go ahead and get started here. Okay. So let's see, we have this here. Let me show some examples. So these are going to be like basic techniques you can use. Let me see. This first example. Have here. Okay, it's going to be. So all these will be basic designs. So here you have. Let me wipe this off. This is a drawing of the building. We're going to learn about perspective and the vanishing point, horizon line, and then just adding some different vegetation, brushed trees and clouds as well. Okay, let me turn this one over. Okay, and then this one here, kind of similar. So it has a little bit more architectural design. We have arches, the first here, and then that's like where the entrance is. You have your buildings, and you have your gutter line, and then these are arch windows, and then again regular windows, and this is like some balconies on the upper floor, and last the roof line right there. So this is a building, maybe an apartment building or something, or an office building. But that's one example. You can use that while we're doing this. And again, if you have any questions or comments, you can put it in the chat, and I'll try to answer those questions. Let's see. Let's give one more example. Okay, and then, so this one, let's see, that gave that one right there. That one's similar. Yep, those two. Okay, so this one we're going to work on today. So, pretty much, again, it's glass windows, and then we have our entrance. It'll be arched entrance and kind of more of a tunnel or rounded entrance. So with your character ideas and with your design, maybe this could be like your character's headquarters or the building they live or work in. So we'll start off on this with the center line. Okay, so just kind of find the center. You can use the ruler, or use you can either measure it out. Or use it to draw and sketch. So we're going to sketch out, again, our center line and then our horizon line. And these lines can be erased, of course. Make sure we use the pencil first. And then so now for your different levels or window, like the stories of the building, we can kind of like divide these up here, and then so we're going to erase all of these later, but you can mark this as a vanishing point. This is a vanishing point, and then that's your horizon line. So I'm just going to move the ruler towards the dot here, and that will be part of our building. to give us our design. And then again, you can add or come up with new architectural designs if you want. So similar to this here, we have each level, and then try to space them out as evenly as you can. And then we're using the dot and basically connecting the dots. Each one is going either towards or from this point here. Okay. And then you can start working on your building itself. This last one. Okay. So hopefully with your light lines, you can kind of see what's happening here. Okay, so you have one end here and then the other end right here. Okay, and then let's say if you imagine, because like this building, you can have it either go directly straight up, or imagine if you had a vanishing point up in the sky. So it'll be above or off of this sheet of paper, but imagine we can do even as possible, kind of like so. Okay, and then I think I'll probably do 3 buildings this way. And then similar to this one, let me show you real quick. As you can see, the horizon line, or the line going across here, the building is actually down past that, so you can actually have your vanishing point go both positive and then negative. So I'm gonna do one like that. Let's say it's right about here, and then we can make our entrance, so you can kind of see from below. Okay, and then I'm going to make it angle this way and this way, just trying to make it equal. See if I got that right. Let's see. Try to make it equal as possible on both sides, and then come up with something like this. Okay, and then since we already have these lines, we can add another building or 2 as well. So this one is going to have one arch. And then remember, the center is like the closest point towards you. And then, so I'm gonna do 2 arches. Let's see, this one's going to go like that. And then pretty much you can use these 2 points to 2 vanishing points. So whatever happens on this side will come towards here, to give it your three-dimensional look. Okay, and then let's say these are like garage doors or something. You'll do something like this. And then so pretty much you're directing everything from these 2 points to make it look, give it a realistic look. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same with this side. Sketch that out. Bring this around, kind of at a tilt. See this one. I think we can kind of go straight on like this. All right, and then this one. Okay, I'm gonna do the same on this side. Okay, I'm gonna do 2 arches here. And then again, you started off with this end, but to give it a three-dimensional look, you would bring it towards this side. Okay, and then I'm going to just make this straight. Come down. And like so. Okay, now to give, let me do a little, see if we can get a close up here. For your shadow, you can do close. Okay, so see, you would instead of just coloring it in, you can go ahead and oh no, I started again. I'll be done at 3:30.
You need a snack or something?
Maybe later snack. Thank you. Okay, so now the lines will be close together, straight, and then you would slowly draw them further and further apart. Again, close together, further. So it gives it that rounded look. Okay, let's do this side here. Straight, close together, and further apart. And same with that. Okay. And then you could probably do some diagonal lines like so. And let's see, let's go back to this one here. Okay. So now, if you just go ahead and erase this top part, you can put some antennas or satellite on the top. And give it a couple lines. So I'm gonna see, we'll stop this, stop the windows right here. So let's say these are glass windows. I'll put 2 lines here. Okay, it's probably easier to look where it's going. Okay, so now we can darken this one in. So here I'm just going to darken the outside, give it a bold look, and then so with this effect or this technique, you can see, you can also do here, you can barely see the lines. I made like a grid right here for each window. And then once you erase those, then it'll look, like a building without any help, basically. But use this for architectural drafting and for perspective, all those, to get all your lines straight. So all these are going to a vanishing point down on this side to the left, and then another vanishing point to the right. And then beneath the horizon line, you have kind of like your negative or further down. So it's like you're looking straight here, but then you're looking up the building, and then you see you're kind of also looking below towards the bottom of the building. Okay, so that's what's happening here. So if and when you have more time, you can add a lot more of the details for the windows, but for the time that we have, we're just doing some basic line design and window treatment. All right, so now I came up with this curve, or you can also use the straight lines on the bottom there. So just curve here, curve here, and then and again, while we're drawing, please, if you have any comments or questions, you can put it in the chat, and then it'll be cool if you shared it and let others know that we're drawing and taking our time learning about how to draw buildings and structures like such. Okay, so So I think hopefully you got the idea. Let me add a couple of things to this here. Let me put a rooftop. See, and then hopefully you're using your imagination and coming up with your own designs as you go. All right, and then let's see here. You got this. And then like this design here, you have one side that's kind of has a shaded reflection, and you can kind of just use, I'll try to go with a thinner nib next time. So you got one there, and then this one like so. All right. Okay, let me know how you're doing, if you're able to continue drawing this, and if you have any questions drawing other type of buildings. See, if you look, these have different size. This one's a little thicker, and then this one's thinner. So all my thin lines, I'll try to put them inside of the object and then outline it, or bring the thickness for this one a little bolder to let it try to have it pop off the page a little bit more. I need to connect this real quick. Okay. See if I could find this. All right. So let me see. I'm gonna try to sketch another one here. Let's see how it comes out. see here. Guess this one will be. So you can have different size and shape buildings. I guess this one's a little closer, so it's taller. This one's a little further away. Let me see, and then the bottom will be here. So I'm going to draw these two buildings. Let's see. Kind of do it like this. And then we'll put some trees and clouds in the back. After this one, I'll show you examples of some like space fantasy floating cities. And then we're going to design a couple of those, or design one at least. And you can, again, use your imagination to create your own style of your floating city. Okay, so let's see that one. Okay, now so that is kind of the idea for these buildings. And let me see, I'm going to kind of, see, just make the shadow of the buildings. You can do them different ways. Okay, and okay, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to start adding trees and clouds. Let me erase a couple of these lines. Try to remember to make sure the ink is dry first before you roll over them with your eraser. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, now if you have a steady hand, or if you want to make your lines a little thicker, you can do so with or without the ruler. And then I tried to do a thicker line towards the bottom. So I just angled it slowly and slightly until I got just enough thickness towards the bottom, since you try to make the closest point or closest line thicker than the ones further away. Make it a little bit more realistic. All right. So something like that. And then I'm going to make diagonal lines for this one. Make it look like it's shaded on one side. Let me do this one. And you can use your straight edge again as well. And I'll just make that disappear towards the bottom there. Okay. So you can do this with almost any building. If you have a building, or even your house or your family's house, you figure out your perspective, your vanishing point, and the angles, and then it should help you to build from there the roof and the structure. And so and this is good also for helping to learn about architectural drafting, architectural design, and be able to kind of move forward with that if you plan or want to design and start working on building design or engineering. This is also good for learning that, or going into that field. Okay, let's see, next have a couple of trees. And shade. And clouds. Okay. All right, and there you go. So we will start drawing cities next. Imaginary city. All right, so let us go to drawing cities. Okay, so let's go. Let's see some examples real quick. Okay, my sheet of paper. So this one here is kind of a bubble and a sphere inside. The city's inside of the bubble. See, I think this one kind of like the power source down here. These might be either vines or either clouds or some vegetation, maybe root system or something. And then again, this one is a bubble city floating on a cloud, and then we have two space vehicles outside of the city. There's some similar, just more stacked on top of each other. And let's see. This one we will do real quick. It's similar to this. It's a mixture of a few of them. So this will be pretty much the design here. And so if you have your sheet of paper, Get our center line there. Okay, and then kind of try to measure it out, sketch out the bubble first. So that's like 2.5, 2.5, and then 2.5. So all the way around, make it about 2.5. And then just kind of sketch it out. You can either work on this one, or if you have something already you imagined to start drawing, you can do that one as well. So this one, let's sketch out kind of this diamond. So this one will be erased back here. Just give an idea where everything's located. And then I'm going to curve these lines. There's going to be an oval for the bubble. Like so. And then keep it going all the way around. So this center line right here, let's see, I'm going to use this as the base. So it's like moving inward. This could be like maybe the street or something where they're transporting vehicles and things like that. So I usually, you can kind of sketch this out and then bring it up and down. So here I'm going to, just like our building, and then just add more skyscrapers to it. You can even either have them straight up and down or at an angle like we did. So just make them different sizes. And then let me see. There's one here. If I can find it. Instead of just skyscrapers, you can add the different I guess landmarks around the country. Like over here is the Space Needle, and then the monument here. So I'm going to do this kind of like Vanishing Point again, make the 3-dimensional blocks. And then just add a few windows. Just randomly. And then a couple of Might be windows or signs or something. All right, and then once you get all the front part, you can erase all this in the back. It's just extra lines getting in the way. And then you can put the reflection of the bubble right here and make a shape like so. Let's see. So this one's going to be coming out of a crater. Just going to make a rock formation upside down. And then in the bottom here is a crater. And then this crater is going to look like this. So you can make it any way you want. You can add some shadow. And make sure with your city you can color it on your own and probably send it to the email for the Wallace branch. Yes. Add some cracks. And then also give a name to your city that you came up with. This is named Sky City. used to be a place down in Augusta, but they changed it. So anyway, that is pretty much using your imagination and creativity, how to draw a city and a building of your own. Appreciate you joining us. Again, this is the Wallace branch library, and the number and the email. You can reach anybody here with that phone number and email address. And if you have any questions or want to explore more different art books that they might have, or you can order it through them here to pick up, you can do that. So I appreciate you having me, and as well as the Wallace branch for having me to help us to draw and sketch and learn new techniques for drawing and coming up with a story possibly of your own character. And hopefully you can write a story or a short book about your character and put them in different different locations, whether it be the city you created or someplace maybe that exists here in the States or around the world. Maybe do some time traveling or different adventures with these different places that you've come up with. So I appreciate you, and hopefully we'll be able to do this again soon. And so that is the time for now. And there's other programs, again, at the Wallace branch. Continue to check online and look on Facebook. That's their handle, ARCPLS. And again, my name is Art the Artist, and we will see each other again soon. Thanks. Bye.